All right, y'all, we are back with another video. This one right here is coming from Benny. He got another good one for us today. I definitely had to check this one out. It's called Donald Trump Storms into Court, Stares Down Smirking Activist Judge, and then Trump straight torches him. Now, I definitely got to check this out, man, and see exactly what happened. We all know what Trump been going through. We all know that these indictments, we basically know everything. We know that the Dems are still trying to find new ways to take Donald Trump down. We know that. They watching this man every step. As soon as they feel like he did something wrong, they running straight to the TV, straight to the news. So we already know, like I said before, I'm going to continue to say this every video. I still feel like Trump is going to win next year. That's the reason why I would continue to say Trump 2024. And if you're watching this and you agree with me, you're for Trump, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because that basically say, hey, we on the same page. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all got your notifications turned on. And like I said, once again, Trump been going through it. But hey, we here for it. We are here for it, y'all. Like I said before, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate you as well. Without further ado, let's dive straight in and see exactly what happened.
You made me up, you made.
Donald Trump has been brought into court in New York. Donald Trump is being charged with lying about the value of his assets. Okay, well, there's a couple of major problems here, but let's begin by showing you the actual clips here of what it looks like Donald Trump in court. I believe we have the actual footage of Donald Trump in the courtroom. We have not seen any footage like this before. We have the mugshot, obviously. Yep. We have images of Donald Trump outside of the courtroom, heading into the courtroom. We've never been allowed a camera in the courthouse before. But we actually have the clips, I think we can pop them up here beside me, of Donald Trump walking into the court, arriving at the court, and then footage from inside of the actual courtroom. There's something really important that you should see inside of this courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, the great producer ALX says that at the 45-second mark, you'll actually be able to see the judge and inside of the court. So we'll just let this play. This was broadcast live moments ago, and it is Donald Trump walking in. You have Alina Habba, she's a friend of the show, right there. You have Jason Miller, who is obviously a staunch Trump ally, walking with him. You can see here part of the reason for the delay this morning. This was at 9:59 a.m. Part of the reason for the delay this morning is we are building out this breaking news block. But there's something I want you to see. I want you to see the judge. I want you to see the look on the judge and the look on the Attorney General's face here when Donald Trump walks into the courtroom, when Donald Trump enters the courtroom. So the cameras, ladies and gentlemen, will show Donald Trump sitting here at the dais, here at the, inside of the courthouse. Something we've never been allowed is to see the actual cameras inside of the courthouse here. Again, this happened approximately 40 minutes ago.
Okay.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, there is Letitia James. That is the Attorney General of New York. Look at this sick, psychosexual fetishization as she glares at Donald Trump. She glares at Trump and his lawyers. And then what you'll see is the judge. Check this out. Check this out. Look at him smirk, take his glasses off, smile for the cameras, shrug.
Why are you smiling and smirking?
What a hat, this man. This is the man who made a summary judgment without a jury that Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago was worth approximately about as much as a Cracker Jack box. Look at this man. Play that again. Play the judge again. This will show you everything. This will show you absolutely everything that Donald Trump is up against.
Then he's smiling.
These people are attempting to make their careers out of this political prosecution. They know it. Look at this Stalinist, Marxist judge. Look at this guy. Smirking, laughing. He takes his glasses off and smiles and pans for the camera and goes, hey, look at me. Look at me. This is the man who effectively ruled that Donald Trump doesn't have the right to do business in New York any longer because Donald Trump thought his properties were worth more than the judge thought his properties were worth. Well, does this guy have a background in finance? Does he have a background in real estate? Has this judge built or done anything? This guy looks like an old, decrepit, stoner, boomer, Simon and Garfunkel, rolling around in the mud at Woodstock, degenerate. Look at this smug a-hole.
This is crazy.
It is unfathomable what is happening to our American judicial system, where the judge would actually use this opportunity to pan for the camera, to grin. What an asshat. What a chode. It's remarkable. Remarkable. I apologize that the show was a minute late this morning getting started. We had to clip this for you. We had to get this set up. I'm astonished. What does this say about our system? Well, what it says about our current American political system and judicial system is that it has been fully and totally celebritized, something that, of course, we have warned about. Something that we have warned about. Barack Obama celebritized our political system and our judicial system, turned it into an opportunity for people to become poster children for their own ideologies and to be celebrated and clapped and hung on posters. These people, when they live inside of these Democrat districts, when they live inside of these sick ideological, rigid ideological areas, will then be weaponized to turn into these little political celebrities, these little communists, these little Stalinist Marxists, judges. And now this man who is fumed and raged and watches MSNBC day and night in his little bathrobe, eating, I guess what doesn't look like Oreos, probably infusing himself with straight soy. That is this man's sustenance. He eats the bugs and he drinks the soy. And this man has had a psychosexual fetish to put Donald Trump in his courtroom, and now he will take this opportunity to make himself a celebrity. This is the crisis that we are struggling with right now in our current political environment. There is no justice.
That's messed up.
That is exactly what Alina Habba said in front of the courthouse this morning. Here's what Alina had to say. She is a friend of the show. She's Donald Trump's lawyer and spokesperson. Take it away.
At the end of the day, we have a judge that has told us that Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million. He has failed to acknowledge what the appellate division has said, and we will continue to fight in hopes that there is some level of law and order in this country at this point. Although my faith in the system is weary, I do have faith in Donald Trump.
Here's what Donald Trump is saying himself on Truth Social about this judge and about what is going on in New York.
There you go.
This is a continuation of the single greatest witch hunt of all time. We have a rogue judge who rules that properties are worth a tiny fraction, 1/100th, a tiny fraction of what they actually are. We have a racist attorney general who's a horror show, who ran on the basis that she was going to get Trump before she even knew anything about me. She used this to run for governor. She failed in her attempt to run for governor. She had virtually no polling. She came back and she said, well, now I'll go back to get Trump again. And this is what we have. It's a scam. It's a sham.
So
he calling it out.
Trump arrived in New York, surrounded by cops, protesters, faced the judge, $250 million civil fraud trial on Monday morning. His team blasted the renegade judge. We will continue to fight with hopes that there is some level of law, says Alina Habba. Inside the courtroom, Judge Egernon, who had briefly allowed cameras inside, took off his glasses and smiled for the cameras.
Smile.
He opened up the proceeding by telling the court how to pronounce his name. Oh my God.
Well, that's crazy, bro.
It's a reality show. They know that they can make themselves mini celebrities out of going after Donald Trump.
Yep.
This is precisely what happened in Stalinish Bolshevik Russia. You could serve Stalin by going after his political enemies, and you could get the hand of the king. James sat on the prosecution side, a few seat behind the defendant. She was flanked by his lawyers, Chris Kelsey and Alina Habba. He denied the motion for a lawyer representing various media organizations to televise the trial. However, 5 photographers were allowed in to photograph Trump. So, what is this effectively about? The $250 million fraud case kicked off when Letitia James accused Trump and his adult sons of the Trump Organization of inflating the value of his empire and properties by up to $2.2 billion. Justice Arthur Egernon said last week in a scorching ruling that the Republican presidential candidate repeatedly violated fraud laws to get preferential loans from banks for the company to minimize his tax liability. The judge canceled the business certificate of some of Trump's businesses, meaning he may lose control of some of his most famous buildings. So, I'm no lawyer, but given my research on this, where's the damaged party?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, this right here is crazy. You got this judge that's sitting up here that took off his glasses, that is smirking like he just got something up his sleeve. And you can tell just by looking at him. He don't look like he's no Trump supporter. He look like he's one of those. He's against Trump. So taking off your glasses and smirking and stuff. And Trump knew it. When Trump seen it, when this guy took his glasses off and started smirking, he said, oh yeah. He think just because he got Trump in his courtroom that he gonna be able to just do him any type of way. And that's the reason why Trump called it out about the races and all this stuff right here. Like, this right here is just crazy to me. I told y'all before, I've been saying this every video, that they are trying to find ways to get Donald Trump. And the good thing about Donald Trump, he always finds a way to get up out of it. Because he already know that they just trying to put him in jail. He knows this. But Trump ain't finna sit down for no one or nobody. For no one or nobody. But that right there is kind of strange that judge is doing it. Like, what other judge have you seen do that? To see a camera, take off his glasses and start smirking as if, ha, 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 I got Trump where I want him. Now I can grit and do him any type of way I want. No. That right there is not going to happen. But we shall see, though. But I found it very, very strange to do something like that because I've never seen a judge do that before. It's up here smirking and laugh. Who laugh and smirk in the courtroom? Not even the judge. You never see a judge doing that. So that just go to show you that this judge here is like he's a corrupt judge or someone. He's like a judge that just don't like Trump, and you can tell. He's corrupt. He need to go.
This is my question. Shouldn't a lawsuit typically mean that there is a party that has some type of damages? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't the banks, therefore, be the ones who are damaged here? Wouldn't it be the banks, J.P. Morgan or whoever, suing Donald Trump? Wouldn't that stand to reason? Where the hell are the actual damaged parties? According to the statements that the Trumps have put out, and I believe them because they seem to be backed up entirely by facts, the banks have been paid back in full with interest for these loans. This is a common business practice. Donald Trump values his assets at this amount. I mean, these are fungible assets. Mm-hmm. Who's to say how much a house is worth? How much is my house worth? How much is your house worth? Well, your house is worth about as much as then someone will pay for it.
Yep.
So how much is Trump's skyscrapers worth? Well, as much as somebody will pay for it. That's a sliding scale.
Exactly. It's worth however how much somebody will pay for it. Exactly. Instead of just trying to throw a random number out there. Hell, if I want $20 million for my house, that's just what I want for it. If somebody willing to pay for it, that's what I get for it. That's exactly right, Benny.
There's some sultan somewhere or some billionaire who really likes the location, then they'll pay top dollar.
Yep.
They might pay more than asking.
Yep.
That's how real estate works. This is how finances work. This is how the entire system works. So what they're doing, what these Marxists are doing, is they're criminalizing capitalism. They're criminalizing the way our system works.
Yep.
Criminalizing capitalism itself. Perfect for a Stalinist judge. Again, I'm no lawyer, and I'm no real estate magnate, but I did spend a considerable amount of time inside of one of Donald Trump's skyscrapers. In fact, his tallest skyscraper. This past weekend, we released our new video on Donald Trump's real estate assets. Now, we didn't know that this was going to happen in concert with this ruling. Just so happened that it did. But I can tell you this, we went to Chicago and stayed in the Trump Hotel in Chicago. It was flipping awesome. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Here's a short preview of what we did, and we encourage you to watch the full video on our social media. Check it out.
Is there anywhere higher we can go in the hotel?
We do have the roof. It's so windy up there, I don't know.
Can we go up to the rooftop?
Wow.
You are looking down on every building in Chicago.
Pretty much.
Wow.
So this is the politics of controlled demolition. This is the controlled demolition of everything that we assumed America was. They are attempting to usher in a new America, a Marxist America. This is what they are attempting to bring to this nation. A weaponized judicial system, a weaponized legal system. They're putting the full weight against Donald Trump. He is facing 91 felonies.
Yep.
They're coming after him. They're coming after Elon Musk's business. They'll come after every single person who stands in the way of the regime unless we put a stop to.
We got to do that. We got to put a
This is
stop
what Donald
to
Trump
it.
was saying this past weekend in Iowa. Check it out.
The banks got back their money. Again, there was never a default. There was never a problem. Everything was perfect. There was no crime. The crime is against me because we have a corrupt district attorney, but we have a corrupt attorney general. And it all comes down from the DOJ. They're totally coordinated. It's in Washington because I'm the leading candidate. I'm leading Biden by 10 points. And I'm leading the Republicans by 50 and 60 points. That's pretty much, they say, over. I never accept that, but they say it's over.
So, again, I'm no legal scholar.
They know it. Like he just said, he's leading in the polls by 10 points. So I told you, whatever they can do to get Trump out of the way, they are taking all risk. They taking all chances to get this man out. Because like I said before, they know Trump is going to win. They know Biden does not have a chance at all. And they feel like the only chance Biden got is to get Trump out the running. That's why they just trying to do everything. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work because Trump is not going to lay down. He's not just going to let them do him like that. It's just not going to happen. Trump 2024. That's just what it is.
Scholar, but why? Who's the damaged party here? The banks get their money back. Everyone got paid back. Donald Trump listed his properties as worth this much. That is a subjective value. That's fungible. That's how real estate works. You ever sold a house? You ever valued a property? You ever valued your car as you were selling it? These things are sliding scales. They're criminalizing capitalism itself.
Yep.
Donald Trump saying that this is directly related to politics, of course. Letitia James promised to bring these charges against Donald Trump as a campaign promise. Meanwhile, of course, New York is flooded not just with water, but flooded with criminal migrants, crime, rats that you could put a saddle on and ride, and the most despicable policy, anti-human policies that you could possibly imagine. I mean, they have so many issues in New York, and now they're going after Trump. His crime was actually doing business in a blue state. This is, I mean, imagine what the effect that this is going to have. We do not do business in blue states for this exact reason. Donald Trump saying it's all political. Watch.
I don't think the people of this country are going to stand for it. If I weren't leading in all the polls, or if I weren't running, I wouldn't have any of these cases. I wouldn't be seeing you this morning. But I'll be seeing a lot of you. because this is a horrible thing that's happening to our country, and we've got to get it straightened away. So we'll go in and see our rogue judge, and we'll listen to this man. And I think most people get it. People are getting it. I can tell you the voters getting it, because every time they give me a fake indictment, I go up in the polls, and that's never happened before.
Yeah.
But this is a disgrace, and you ought to go after this attorney general, because she's turning off everybody from coming in. You know, I don't know if you take a look at the outflow of business. Businesses are fleeing New York because of horrible, horrible attorney generals and judges like we have. They go to other places where they can be treated fairly and with respect. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
So there we have.
I'm not saying I.
There you go, right there. Now I like the point that Trump said. He said, if I wasn't running, if I wasn't winning in the polls, none of this would be happening. I wouldn't be getting no indictments. I wouldn't be having to go to no court. I would have never had my house raided. None of that. They only doing this because the man is in the running and he's winning. Just like he said, every time they give me a fake indictment, I go up on the polls. And that's exactly right. And that's what they don't like. They got to realize the more y'all try to bring Trump down, all you doing is just raising his poll numbers. That's all of you doing. And I like that Trump made that right there, that clarification there. I'm glad he said that, because that right there made a lot of sense. If I wasn't running for president, none of this would be happening. And he's exactly right.
Coordinated with Donald Trump on these talking points, but what do you think's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think runs most businesses? Do you think that the pink-haired, 7 piercings in her nose, can't spell your name right barista at Starbucks, do you think she's the owner of the business? Who do you think runs these businesses? Who do you think manages these businesses? The people who could actually move a business, as I moved my business from a blue state to a red state, for this precise reason.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way to actually win. The way to actually win is to reduce their political power. You're seeing this in Chicago, where they're eliminating grocery stores. Target closed down 9 stores across the country, all blue states, all in blue cities. CVS closing down 10% of the locations of CVS. CVS are going to close down.
Yep.
Due to rampant crime, illegality.
Yep, because due to all the crime, everybody's stealing. So guess what? When you want to shop at CVS, and it's probably coming towards like Walmart or Walgreens, you got to start shopping online. They going to have it where you got to go online to get stuff from these type of stores, because they can't leave them open due to all the theft that's going on. So that's pretty much where, a lot of it's heading.
And criminal behavior. Encouraged by the law. Like, this is how you make these places unlivable.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty of our system is that it actually ends up in the wash here. Because if you are anti-human, which is what the left is, and you make these cities unlivable, and you make the businesses flee, and there's some like 60% of occupancy, like there's 60% occupancy rate in downtown Manhattan. Like, you make it so that people can't afford to live there. You make it so that people don't want to live there. And then the people will flee, and they will give us political power. That's just how it works. California is set to lose 5 or 6 congressional seats in 2030. 5 or 6. And where will those go? They'll go to red states. They'll go to Texas. That's where those seats are going to go.
Sure is.
Godspeed that. The judge actually grinned and smirked and smiled for the camera, and took his glasses off so that everyone could get his image and his photograph.
That's all that was about.
This is the Stalinization of our court system. Be smart, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying you should flee all blue states. It's good to have people to stay and fight. But be smart. These people are Marxists.
Look at this woman. She is just staring at Donald Trump. She can't even take her eyes off of him. This right here is just all a play for them. They trying to get this man locked up. She literally just right there. Look how the woman beside her looking at her. She see her just staring at Donald Trump. And then you got this judge, this corrupt judge. They want to get his photo taken because he just want to be on Fox News. He want to be on all these news stations. That's what he want. So he smiled and smirked on purpose.
Look at Letitia James, the Attorney General there. That's the Attorney General of New York. Glaring at the back of Donald Trump's head. For doing what? for making New York famous, for investing in New York's communities, for investing in the
look
state.
at him.
Like, Trump did nothing wrong. Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Look at this goober. Look at this goblin.
This is crazy.
Look at this man. Fresh off a hot bong hit at a Simon and Garfunkel show. Old Weasley boomer. Oh, man. Despicable. Despicable. Trying to get famous off this.
That's what he's trying to do.
Thankfully, our Supreme Court, thanks to Donald Trump, has some semblance of constitutionality and logic left. Supreme Court declines to consider a long-shot bill to disqualify Trump for running for president. Wow, why would they want to disqualify Donald Trump? It's almost like they're terrified because he will win. Donald Trump arrived in New York court surrounded by cops and protesters. The court itself, the Supreme Court said on Monday that it will not take up a long-shot challenge to Donald Trump's eligibility to run for president because of his alleged role in the January 6, 2021 misdemeanors at the U.S. Capitol. The case was brought by John Anthony Castro, a little-known candidate for a Republican presidential nomination, who sued Trump earlier in the year and asked for it to disqualify him. The case was denied without comment or recorded vote. Thank God. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Why are they doing it? Well, because they are terrified. They are terrified of Donald Trump.
Yep.
They're terrified that people are waking up. They know that they live inside of a house of cards that's been glued together with duct tape and super glue, and that the cards are crumbling. That people are waking up at a rate that I've never seen before, and I'm really encouraged by it. Very encouraged by it. Donald Trump in Iowa this weekend. Joe Biden and his radical left thugs have weaponized law enforcement and are arresting their leading political opponent. Take it away.
It's no wonder the far left lunatics are getting desperate to stop our movement by any means necessary. As you know, crooked Joe Biden and his radical left thugs have weaponized law enforcement to arrest their leading opponent on fake and phony charges. I got arrested 4 times in the last... It's almost like I wake up in the morning, do you think they'll arrest me today? I never got arrested before. It's a terrible thing. No, they go after their opponents with the law enforcement now. They've weaponized our law enforcement. This never happened. This happens in third world countries all the time. This happened, it happened in Russia. Look at what goes on over there.
So Donald Trump is effectively proving the case that we have lost all moral high ground in this nation. And he's right. And he's right. Donald Trump is effectively saying that when we go and invade countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, when we demonize Russia, what do we always say? They don't have a free society. They lock up their political opponents. They don't have free speech. These craven lunatics, they are doing precisely the same thing here. They have always been envious of these dictators. That's why they're obsessed with China. They want a China-style oligarchy installed here in this nation. And if you go through and look at Dianne Feinstein's assets, well, you'll find out that we already have that. Why would somebody who got $200,000 a year as a United States senator for the last 30 years, how does that person have a $62 million jet? How does Dianne Feinstein and her affairs leave her daughters hundreds of millions of dollars in net worth in mansions? Hundreds of millions of dollars in mansions and $62 million private jet. How do you get that as a senator? Exactly. Somebody explain that to me slowly.
Shout out to Benny, man. Shout out to Benny. Another great video, man. Obviously, y'all seen that this judge didn't got exposed. I'm pretty sure everybody's finna be talking about it. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm going to cover it. I can't wait because I don't know if Judge Janine's seen this yet, but I can't wait to get her perspective on it and what she got to say about this judge smirking and smiling at the camera as if, oh, I got Donald Trump where I want it. Then you got this woman, Letitia. She's just looking at the back of Trump's head the whole entire time. I mean, she was just staring at him. So, boy. But we already know that Trump will get out of this. Just like he always do, because he's not finna let them bring him down and try to get him out there running for president. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Shout out to everybody that watched the entire video. I know this video was long. We're about 30 minutes. Wow. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.